Whew, okay guys, so my name is Justin Bieber. No, but in, I guess tonight, whatever, in today's video, I'm going to be playing one of the 4 remaining Octopath Traveler prologue demos. I would like to say that the reason why that intro was so sketchy is because this is like sort of a mini-series I'm doing, so I just assume that you guys have been watching and keeping up, so I don't really feel the need to explain in full detail that this is Octopath Traveler and this is what I'm doing. But so, in the last previous episodes we did Albrick first. Albrick was the first demo that we did. Then we did Primrose, and then we did Therion, and then Alphen. So we have Honnet, Ophilia, Cyrus, and Tressa left. Now I will go ahead and say that Ophilia is my least favorite, so she's probably going to be the last one that we end up doing. Cyrus is probably my favorite out of the 4 remaining, with Tressa as a second. But I think just to get it out of the way, let's go ahead and do Ophilia.
May the sacred flame guide us.
May the sacred flame guide me. It's real nice, real nice. Good stuff, guys, I promise.
Come in.
Alright. Is this my twin sister?
May the sacred flame light your path on this fine day.
I've played this before. I already know what goes on and stuff, but yeah. We're giggling like a bunch of teenage girls. Actually, I wonder how old all of these characters are. I know that Albrick is definitely in like his mid to late 40s. Primrose probably
You needn't worry about me.
mid 20s at her latest. I would imagine Ophilia would probably be somewhere around the same age.
What?
Sorry, I skipped a text box or two. Only true-born daughter. Everyone always expects so much from you. So we're adopted.
Never fail them. Each of your sermons is more inspiring.
Okay, so she
than the
preaches.
last. And now the pilgrimage. So much is placed on you. Don't be silly. I'm not alone.
See, I've played this before, and I know that Ophilia kind of goes to like lead her cathedral religion-esque thing. But I don't think they actually like call it a specific religion. It's just like, I guess like people in the real world kind of like assume that like the Christian God is like always watching them, because you'll have some people that say God bless and like really like sincere moments, or like just kind of things like that. Whether they actually like practice Christianity or not is like a totally different question. And I know that me talking about this is totally a different conversation. But I feel like that's kind of what goes on here. Like everyone in the world of Octopath Traveler has some sense that the sacred flame is a thing, but only these specific people kind of care for it. Okay, 12 deities. Yeah, this I kind of liked. When I was reading this the first time when I first played it, I really liked the story that they're bringing forth, like the 12 deities or gods here. Yeah. Orstera. Yeah, I'm really sorry that I'm like skipping through these. I mean, it's just what I do. It's just what I do when I play through a game 2 or 3 different times. So I really do apologize. I'll try and not do that. But yeah, so we play as a,
Have you need of us here, Father?
well, the cathedral and everything here, like the setup with having a bishop and everything, makes me think of like Catholic.
As you...
But I don't want to be insulting to people.
15 years, Your Excellency.
So, I mean, like the easiest thing I could compare this to would be Catholicism. If that's how you pronounce it.
I mean...
But I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. I mean it as a compliment because this is a beautiful looking game and it has a beautiful looking cathedral. And I know not all Catholic churches have cathedrals, but I'm just saying, this looks pretty good. But Ophilia is our pastor, preacher's daughter kind of character. White girl and all. That's bad, I'm sorry.
Would it kill you to cook
Okay, so the gist here is that the three of us are preparing for Liana, who is our adoptive sister. We're the adoptive sibling in this scenario, but I don't know what I would call her. I mean, that's like me having an adoptive brother, and they call me, yeah, he's my adoptive brother, but what do I call them? It's kind of the thing here. So, but anyway, so our sister here, who we know via adoption, she's preparing to she's preparing to light the sacred flame or get the sacred flame from this one cave that's outside of town, and then bring it back to the city and add it to that flame, I guess. And so basically after that, then we are 100% pastors of the Sacred Flame Church, and our mission is to go around and convert people. So we're basically Mormons by the end of the tutorial, but by the beginning we're Catholics, so we go from Catholic to Mormon pretty quickly. It's a pretty drastic turn. That was all a joke, and I'm really sorry. But it's about as close as a description of Ophilia's story as you're gonna get. I don't know if I've mentioned it in any of the previous demos, but I have already recorded a like an overview or a a review of the new prologue demo, the one that I'm playing now. And in it, I talk about kind of my concerns with the demo and how I think the full game may or may not be. There are 3 specific characters that can be really overpowered, and I do address them in that video, I know for a fact. But, oh, I don't remember this. But the other thing I was going to mention was like an overarching plot. And so I mentioned in that video how I kind of assume how everyone kind of bleeds in together. But there were 2 characters specifically that I didn't know how they were supposed to cross over with other people. And you guys will see that video this weekend, actually, this Thursday. It's quicker than I thought it would. Thursday or Friday? The 12th, because the game comes out on the 13th. So I have the demo review coming out the day before. So, okay, so now we have to, our path action, which is to guide this individual. Sure. We have to take them to this person? No? I forgot we could run. No, not that way. This is Father's quarters. Yep. Where do we have to go? Do we have to go outside? Yeah, I guess so. Well, no, because the quest thing was on the... Oh, no. Yeah, here we go. It's one of these 2. Oh, we just walked up. Okay. And that woman's hair does not match. Well, I guess it's blonde. It's just like the lighting and stuff.
Oh.
But speaking about Octopath Traveler reviews, I have heard a lot of people complain about the dimness, whatever you want to call it, on the left and right side of the screen, specifically in the corners and stuff. And I can kind of see it now. The lighting effects kind of do poke through it and whatnot, so it is noticeable. But especially when you look on the left and right part of the screen, it's very dim. When you compare it to the center of the screen. I have seen some people complain about that and say that like it makes you tired and whatnot, and that it only makes you really like want to play for like a chapter's width and then put the game down and then like rest your eyes or something, just because it is one of those games. I'm sitting here getting affected by it too, I guess, but a lot of people have said that it's like one of those games to where like you'll play to bed. And I remember there being an interview where, oh, is this our Kirito guy? This guy looks like really like dark.
Of course.
What's his name? Oh no, we don't have his name. Okay.
Well.
Okay, I just now thought of something, which, which I didn't realize during the first playthrough of Ophilia.
No.
I just realized that it's rather convenient that this guy named Matthias, decides to come to the church.
No.
And as we do, because he's here for a business deal with our Archbishop father.
It's a disaster.
Yeah, and when he appears is when, yeah, our Archbishop father gets sick. So I wonder if this guy's like a bad guy, and maybe he's connected to the Black Crows and stuff, because I did think it was rather strange that he just decides to like leave and not kind of check up. But I didn't know if it was like a, yeah, I think he's a bit more suspicious than I thought so before, but oh well.
Your Excellency.
I forgot what, oh yeah, so I've seen some people complain about the dimness of
Ophilia,
the, or the lighting of the side of the screens here. But there was, I believe it was said in an interview, and I can't quote it because I don't like know specifically who the interviewer was. Like I don't know the source. I just heard around that there was an interview that the developers said this in, but they said that this is a game that they've kind of designed for you to play at night, like right before bed. So I mean, it makes sense that it kind of has that feeling. But as to why they would do that is a entirely different question. Like, I mean,
Worry not.
I guess it's cool to know that you have a game that people play to go to bed, because I mean that's the last thing that they do in the day, so it's got to be like kind of important. I mean, what's the last thing you're gonna do when you die? I mean, sleeping is the closest we experience to death in this day and age, fellers. That's some philosophical, psychological stuff right there on the Crimson Jake channel, let me just tell you guys. So, I mean, it is pretty cool that they designed the game specifically. I mean, it's not the only thing they designed it for, don't get me wrong, but it is like one of the key things, I guess, that they decided to turn on. So, but yeah. And then I have seen some other people complain about the layout of the game, specifically during battle, in that it gets pretty boring. I know that there were review copies sent out to bigger, like, game news anchors, I guess you want to call it them. That kind of cover this kind of thing. Like, I know that Game Explained got a review copy. I don't know if it was Nintendo Life or another Nintendo named thing. But I do know, excuse me, that, crap. Oh yeah, that's, it was their review of the Octopath Traveler prologue demo. Or no, it was their review, excuse me, of the actual game. Like, they were 20 hours or so into the game, because that's only about as far as they could talk about, without getting in trouble by Square Enix and Nintendo. So, they talked and they just said, yeah, the layout of the battles, or just the game, it was specifically, I don't think it was the game itself, I think it was specifically the battles that they were talking about, that they were not complaining about, but slightly critiquing. Basically saying that being 2 or 3 chapters into the game, which is a good 30 plus, it's a good 35 plus hours from what I've heard, it's kind of disappointing that the battle layout pretty much stays the same. Like, for most of the attacks, you just kind of have to, use a special attack and you're good to go, aside from your occasional item management, like using a potion when you need to and stuff like that. But, I mean, for the majority of things, you're just kind of using a special attack and then, regaining your BP, and you only really use your melee attacks when you want to break a shield. And I don't know, it's just, I've seen some people bring up the fact that it's weird that the layout of the battle sequence doesn't change, which confuses me because, like, other RPGs, turn-based RPGs, do the exact same thing. Like Final Fantasy. Now, I played a little bit of Final Fantasy VII, so I can say Final Fantasy VII. Most, if not all of the earlier Final Fantasy games, like Final Fantasy 1 through 7, I don't know if 8 is turn-based or not, but 1 through 7 is a definite. What are some of the entire Pokemon franchise? I mean, I don't necessarily get the concern with the battle sequences, because it's supposed to be turn-based, and you're supposed to have the same-esque menu throughout the whole game. It's just kind of how it is. that's kind of like complaining the same 4 Pokemon attacks are always available to you. I mean, first of all, it's up to you about what attacks you want your Pokemon to learn, just like it is here in Octopath. But it's the format specifically that people are talking about, not the attacks, which confuses me. So, I've heard some other people talk about secondary jobs, which is something that I didn't cover in the review. I've already recorded the review and whatnot, and it's already like going to upload and stuff, and there's no bother for me editing it now because I have so much other recording for stuff I need to do. But I've seen some people talk about... Crap, what did I just say? Oh yeah, talk about side jobs. From what people with the review copy said is that even getting into like Chapter 2 and stuff of the game, they haven't unlocked the ability to do side jobs, but they have unlocked how to. They just haven't unlocked them, they just know how. And so basically what I've learned is that you have to basically max out all of the job abilities for a character in order for them to get side jobs. So for Ophilia here, once you acquire, whatever you want to call it, to level 4 of any of the characters, you're able to do you're able to get these special abilities that are limited to your character's job class only. So I don't know if Primrose and Ophilia would have the same, but I know that Therion and Tressa did not have the same. So I'm pretty sure it would be different for every character. But once you get all of their job attacks or job perks, whatever you want to call them, using up your job points, you basically have maxed out that class and you're available to get another one. I've also heard that there are 4 hidden job classes in the game, and the only way that I know this is a thing is because during the Japan Expo over in France, that was a week ago, something like that. It was within the past week and a half, from what I remember. But so they were talking about the game and they were live streaming it, and some of the developers were playing it, from what I understood, and they showed off some of the classes. Like Primrose was in this like really like medieval like armor, like she looked like a Valkyrie kind of thing. So it was really weird to see all these different characters in a new light, and it turns out because it was because of the fact that they had these other jobs. But I have also heard that just because you have another job doesn't like change your appearance. Like you have to kind of work for it, get the armor and stuff. But maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Because I know that mixed translations can be a thing, especially when it comes to like gaming sources and stuff. Specifically Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization. I've seen a lot of mistranslations from them, which is funny because their whole quote status is ending misinformation or miscommunication, whatever. So, but that's a different video. Alright, so Ophilia has bonded with her adoptive sister. That's what this whole backstory was here. Which is sweet, and it's nice and all, so that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now we're back here on top of the hill. We look a lot older than her. I think it's just because she has a ponytail, so it kind of makes her look like she's 17, 18 years old, and our hair is let down, so we look a bit more mature. That's just me. I mean, it may not be, but I think what would kind of be cool, and I know that this is like a really fanboy thing to say, is a live-action adaptation of all of the tutorials of Octopath Traveler. Like, make it a Netflix series or something. Whew, alright. Had to take a break there.
In that case...
Okay, so Ophilia has realized that Liana really wants to stay here for Father. Or she's stressed out with the fact that Father is on his deathbed and that she also needs to get the Sacred Flame. So she's conflicted, and so we're taking her place with the Sacred Flame. But yeah, back to what I was saying, I think a live-action adaptation of Octopath Traveler, specifically just the prologues for every character, would be kind of cool. Make it like a Netflix original-esque thing. But is this the end? Yeah, that's the end. So, and what I mean when I say that is like, we'll just have like the cutscenes. Like the cutscenes will be the thing that's acted. Excuse me, that's acted out. Can I not take you? Man, a lot of these people suck.
Hey.
No. Okay. Oh, okay. This is the armory. So we will need a stone rod. Equip it. Yep. We'll get a pointed hat too. And Critical, speed. I don't think we need any of that, so that's fine. We're going to sell our old equipment. Ordinary hats. And then we already have our healing grapes and stuff. That's pretty much all we'll need. I've played these demos for a long while. So summon wins, you're pretty cool. I can't guide you? What are you good for? Change party, equip, Hero Tail. What's Hero Tail? Your name is Ophilia. Oh, this is just, okay. Wait, recommended level 5. What? I can't press it. Weird. Okay. Well, we'll take you. You look like that you're a pretty cool looking guy. Turns out somebody ships the two together. But let's see if we actually can find the stronger steel defenses. I can't guide you because you're the quest person. Can I guide you? Wisdom of the Church. Nope. Oh, wait a minute. Yep. I must be level 10 or higher. Is that what that said for real? That sucks, man. I'll be lucky to get to like level 7 by the end of this demo. Alright, let's just kind of make our way through here. Go as fast as possible. See, when I did the All-Brick and Primrose demos, that thing took like,
Well then.
how much was it? It took about an hour for each, but for, excuse me, for Alphen and Therion, those were relatively easy. Therion was extremely short, because, or not Therion, excuse me, Alphen. Therion was a little bit longer. I think Therion was at 52, Alphen was at 45. So we'll see how long we can get Ophilia down to. I think it's really the cutscenes that drag these, or not drag, but that kind of prolongs the things in these chapter 1s, excuse me. Prolongs the timestamps for these chapter 1s. It's just really the cutscenes. You can do the boss fight within 10 minutes. It's simply just the fact that you have to go through all the cutscenes, and then you have to grind, and then you have to do the one quest. Because every character has that one quest where they have to use their ability. For All-Brick, you had to challenge the 2 kids. We're actually dying here. I just didn't want to use my light spell on him. I wanted to save my magic, but that doesn't seem to be possible. Holy light? Question mark? Okay. Surprised that didn't kill with as much staff attacks as we've been doing. Yep, and dead. Nice. Solid. Well, I guess while we're sitting here grinding and making our way to the cavern, I'll talk about my day. So my day was good. I woke up, and I woke up at noon, because I stayed up till like 3 last night. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was playing Splatoon matches or something. But I woke up at noon, and I ate lunch, and then I went out to GameStop to return some games. And I know what you're thinking. Jake, why would you go to GameStop? They have really bad trade values and stuff. And I know, but I mean, like, I'm not going to get any more off of Best Buy or anywhere else. So, I mean, plus GameStop's closer for me, so it's just a bit more convenient. But so I went there today, and the strangest thing happened. I got a $60 game, pre-owned, for $7. And it's a Switch game too, so it's relatively new. It was Kirby Star Allies. I got it for $7 with my trade-in credit. So, I mean, you have to be an Elite Pro member and stuff to get like the maximum amount of discounts. So I went ahead and I became a Elite Pro member, which is $30 a year. But you get a lot of like, it pays well. Like, if you visit there as often as I do, it pays well. It's worth the $30 a year, but if you only go like for a birthday or Christmas or something, then it's not worth getting. But if you're like me and you go like once a month or twice a month, then it's definitely worth getting. And I know I'm sitting here and I'm like talking about GameStop, and I know that the popular... No, I don't want to overwrite. Whoa, no. Whew, that was close. But I know like the popular opinion is like, you know, gotta hate GameStop because you get $5 for 60 games, and that's true to some extent, but it really does matter on what games that you do. And I know I know I'm gonna get bashed. Like, well, I took in like 4 Xbox games and only got $12. I'm sorry, your games were trash. That's all I can say. But I took in about 3 Wii games. I took in Return to Dreamland. I took in Brawl, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Nickelodeon MLB. I took in Pokemon Pearl. I took in 2 PS4 Batman games. Okay, sweet the staff. I took in Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, and a 3DS game, Triforce Heroes. I took that in. I took in a few PlayStation 3 games, like Skate 3, nothing too fancy with the PS3 games, Minecraft maybe. But I took all these games in, and I got $80 with in-store credit, and then I upped to Elite Pro, which actually made it $90 instead of $80 in in-store credit. And that's kind of what I'm going for, because I know that most people go to GameStop to return their games in for cash, but I'm doing in-store credit. Mainly because the only thing I really get when I go out is just an eShop card, and so I'll get more money if I use in-store credit for an eShop card. So it just works out better for me in that scenario. For example, like I'm kind of, I guess you would call it, investing in the eShop. Like every time I'll go out, oh, that's a stupid attack. Every time I'll go out, I'll pick up an eShop card for like $10. Not every time I go out, but whenever it's convenient for me. I'll pick up like a $10 eShop card, and then I'll just throw it in my account, and then sure enough that'll add, and then when you buy like $50 or $40 to $60 games, you get gold coins, which are it's basically Nintendo's rewards program kind of thing for the eShop. 1 gold coin equals 1 American penny, which is 1 cent. So yeah, okay, so now we're level 4. We have job points now. So I have a lot of... Actually, I don't have that many gold coins anymore because I've been redeeming them for actual cash. So heal more, yeah, we're gonna do that. Obviously, that's pretty good. So, but I took in these games and I got 9. How do I get over there? What even? That's odd. But yeah, so I took in these games and I got $90 for them. But the Elite Pro membership put me down to 80, I think. So I was back where I began, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Because that's what I would have been at before, but I upgraded to Elite Pro. So basically I was back from where I started, but I got the Elite Pro membership as well. So, I got Kirby Star Allies for $7 because these people had just traded them in right before me, and since it was pre-owned, and they currently have a deal going on right now where it's 70% off of pre-owned games that you buy with in-store credit when you trade in your games. So since that's what I was doing, I got 70% off, and all that jazz. So I got 70% off, plus I was an Elite Pro member, so everything just worked out for me. So yeah, it was like $7. I saw the little cash thing. It went from 89 something to 82. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful day for me. But I got that. I got Star Allies. I pre-ordered Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Kingdom Hearts 3. So let me explain my pre-order for Pokemon Eevee. I had a really hard time deciding whether or not I wanted Eevee or Pikachu. I decided to go with Eevee due to the simple fact that Pikachu's overrated. So, but I know in saying that, everyone picks Eevee, and so therefore that makes Eevee overrated, but I swear that's not how it works. But, so let's heal the bat, please. Alright, so I need a heal. ASAP. I was about to say SOP. Let's actually do that now. Healing. Restore, we'll do that. Yeah, there we go. Alright. But so I pre-ordered those 2 games. I got a Switch card charger because I do travel every now and then. About every 2 months I go on some sort of a, I guess, quote-unquote vacation. But I'm homeschooled, so I take my school with me. So it's not really a vacation. It's just a... It's hard to explain. This thing has to be weak to Holy Light. Alright, I was like, a dark demon-looking floating crystal would be weird if it wasn't weak to the powers of light. Alright, there we go. Dead. Nice. Solid. But so I got a car charger for my Switch. What else did I get? I got 2 eShop cards because I told you that's what I do. Yeah, I would like to buy some stuff, please. So let's actually buy five of these and about 5 of these. What is this? Revives? Yep, I don't need that. Okay. So we just leveled up, so we have full magic and stuff now, so we're good. We can just walk into this battle. I could have sworn I got... Oh, yeah, I got a new wired controller for my Switch. I got the Crash Bandicoot one. I was going to get a Mario one, but the Crash Bandicoot looked a little bit nicer. So I got that. And so now I have 4 Switch controllers. I have my 2 Joy-Cons, which can be used, obviously, separately and together. And I have the 2 wired controllers. So I effectively have 4 controllers. So that's that.
I will not lose to you.
I never realized this thing had a sword and a shield. I just always thought it was single. But it's nice to know that it's weak to staff. So I got that, and I pre-ordered the 2 games. I got Star Allies. I got the eShop cards. I got the wired controller. I could have sworn I got something else, but I can't remember. But then that left me with $10 left. Oh, he's going to go first, isn't he? Yep. Oh, no, he's not. Sweet. But I had $10 left, which I just put on a little gift card, so I'll be able to use that at a later time. And then I still have the $20 in eShop that I haven't used yet. So if you guys have any recommendations on what I should buy, let me know. I've already gotten the DLC for Breath of the Wild and Splatoon 2, so you can't really recommend that to me. I would get the DLC for Xenoblade 2, because I have played Xenoblade 2, and I did own the game at one point, but I did return it a couple months ago, and I got in-store credit and stuff for it. Now, the reason I did is because the DLC for it I knew wouldn't be completed until later in the year, so I could get the game again for cheaper. But I just took it back because I didn't need the money, but I just kind of wanted it, you know? So, yeah, I was greedy. So this is kind of what we're getting ourselves into here. Let's actually summon our tavern guy. See if he's any useful. Pyre? Yeah. Fire attack. Nice. Sacred Flame is game... Oh, okay. I can't. I actually can't deal with this. Oh, it's weak to wind? That's fantastic. I can deal with it. Boom. Sweet. So now let's max out our Holy Light, and hopefully it won't one-shot me here. You'd think that this guy would now kill him, right? With over 200 damage there. Oh, okay, thanks, dude. Bye. Rip me. Left to die. 47. Okay. We are going to have to heal. Heal wounds.
Let your wounds be healed.
That's a decent amount. The trial begins. Oh, crap. Prove my strength. Now, if I remember correctly, these things actually do detonate and automatically kill you, or that may be somebody else's demo I'm thinking about. But I know that there, yeah, 3 more torrent. Yeah, this is the demo. If you can't kill the wisps within 4 turns, they automatically kill you. So we proved our strength. We killed. Oh no, that we just broke its shield. We didn't even kill it. That's great. Yep. Oh crap. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Oh, you know what? No, we can kill the dark wisps. Okay, yeah. So now we'll have a turn to heal. That's good. Yep. Heal, please. Thanks. So now we just got a Sacred Flame gains in strength, which means that you're gonna... I'm gonna go first. But you're gonna hit me here pretty hard. No, 94. Okay. I do have to heal. Yeah. I'm thinking about my earlier comments in the video about just my impressions of the demo and relating it to other like real life things. And I'm sitting here thinking, I wonder how many people are gonna haven't even gotten to this point of the video and have already like just commented their rage on my misinformation of things. Like, thanks guys, love you too. So we're gonna get rid of the wisps here. Yep, that's solid. That's nice. It's Gucci. So and then we. Oh, I can resummon the Tavern Patron. Okay, let's do that. Hopefully he'll kill the giant. Summon wins. 3 attacks, please. 3. Beautiful. And we got the kill. That was solid. Level 5. That's real good. Real nice.
This is...
The first flame of Alfric, the fire he brought down from the stars. Okay, so we have gotten our mythical sacred flame. So one thing that I actually learned throughout redoing this demo is that the guy that you meet in the cathedral probably poisoned your grandfather or your adoptive father for misguiding the church, I guess. I don't know. He probably wanted the sacred flames, in all honesty, so he tried to sabotage the girl from her, Leanna from acquiring it. So I think that guy that we met in the cathedral is probably in league with the guy from the Black Crows and the villain from Albric's. I can't remember Albric's guy's name, who portrayed him in War and stuff. But yeah, it is kind of... to be honest, I wasn't totally shocked to hear that people who have gotten review copies of the game said that the story so far, 2 to 3 chapters into the game, doesn't really have an overarching plot. Like, not all of the characters' pathways interact. However, some of their chapters do. For example, I know that Cyrus and Tressa's chapter 2s happen in the same town.
Yes.
So I don't know if there's like a timeline, a specific timeline where things are supposed to be happening in Octopath Traveler, like there is in Birth by Sleep. Because you know in Birth by Sleep, after you beat the game with the 3 characters, you can then view the timeline and see exactly how each one of them chronologically are supposed to be playing out. So, I mean, you have that in Birth by Sleep. I wonder if it's going to be a thing in Octopath. The Sacred Flame. It's in a tiny lantern.
What?
Ophilia.
Ophilia?
Liana.
No!
Yes.
I understand.
Alright, we've been a bad girl. Leave us alone, Liana. We're about to do adult things. That's rude. Rude
At
and
least it would seem.
totally something else.
And I can assume.
So, this seems to be Ophilia's demo. I don't know how long this was, because we're now at the 20-minute mark for my second recording of this video. Simply because I had to stop midway right before the boss to do some personal thingies, aka yell back at my family that I'm alive. Because that's what happens when you're a rising, sensational YouTuber with 65 subscribers. You live with your family. Oh, the memes. So, lol. I've had a few people ask me, like, how do you only have, like, 60-some subs when you do this high-quality content? And I'm like, dudes, all I do is sit and yell at my computer, but I really appreciate the comment. So, I get that every now and then. So that makes me feel good about myself. Gives me self-justification. I feel like I can take on the world, you know, become the next president of the United States. Actually, I remember in, like, middle school when I had to learn the whole system, like how to become president and stuff like that, for our debate class. And I'm pretty sure you had to be, like, at least 40 years old, or you had to be 20. You had to be a specific age. It was either 30. I don't want to say it was 21. I'm pretty sure it was 30. I don't know for sure. But that was, like, back in 2012. So it may have changed. It may not have. Who knows what the laws are these days, right? With the 2 or 3 Purge movies we gotten in the last 5 years, who knows anymore? Whew. Okay, but we seem to have completed the demo.
And with that,
Now, again, Ophilia's is my least favorite, but I do genuinely still enjoy hers. I've heard that a lot of people think that Primrose's is the darkest and Alphen's is the most lighthearted, and I totally agree. I think that in terms of realism, though, I think that Cyrus's is probably a bit more real, because the whole thing with Cyrus is that he's kind of blackmailed and then therefore loses his job, which reminds me a lot of like corrupt colleges, and I wouldn't say corrupt governments because Cyrus isn't part of a government, but he's part of a college, and I mean, we hear stories of, you know, wacky college professors and having affairs and whatnot, so that kind of does remind me a little bit of Cyrus's story in terms of realism. I would say Ophilia's is probably the next thing to realism, but I don't think that Catholics have to go out of a... I don't think that Catholics have to go collect a sacred flame from this cave and then do that. Or maybe Mormons, whichever is more out there. I mean, the cathedral and having an archbishop and stuff like that reminds me a lot of just Catholic. But then again, I don't know Normans to go to a church. Well, I said Normans. Mormons to go to a church. As far as I know, Mormons like to be missionaries and solicitate. But what do I know? So, it's not like I'm Presbyterian. No, I'm not Presbyterian. But that would be funny. Alright, and so the cleric sent out on a journey never meant to be hers. She must complete the kindling, the holy rite, carry it out every 20 years. To be able... Okay, so we're 20 years old? Because I know that 15 years ago we were adopted. So maybe we're 25? I don't know. But to be able to return the beloved family she wishes to protect. Where will this unexpected journey lead her? Only the gods may know, literally. So, Ophilia's is a good story. There are definitely better stories that I like. Yeah, so we're done with the demo. And we have our side quests available too that we can do. Our time is up for that save file. So I would do, like go around. Let's actually look at the world map here. Let's see what else we can, who we can play next. I want to say Cyrus for last because he's just my favorite. Why is everyone... Oh yeah, Ophilia is chapter 2. Okay, so Hanet chapter 1, yeah. So Tressa. Having these 8 characters on the board doesn't really look like there's 8 characters. There's only like... I know that there's 8 characters here. Ophilia, Alphen, Therion, Hanet, Cyrus, Tressa, Alberic, and Primrose, but it doesn't look like there's 8 characters. You know what I mean? It looks like there's only like 5 or 6, but that's just me and my messed up vision. So another thing before I end is that I've heard that like the farther or the more out or the farther you get into the game and its chapters, you kind of venture through an outer ring. So here, you know, we see all these 8 characters around this lake. That's what they all have in common in terms of their landmark, and then they all kind of spread out in a wider circle. And then after that, I heard for chapter 3, you spread out in a wider circle as well. But I did also hear that like some characters' chapter 2's locations are the same as the chapter 3 locations and chapter 4 and chapter 5 and everything else. So you do revisit locations through different characters, but if you're playing one save file going through all 8 characters' chapters, then you revisit the same place multiple times. At that point, it would be kind of questionable to, or not questionable, but it would be wise to sit back and think exactly like which chapters are you planning on doing, because you can level up a character to level 50 something and not complete their level chapter 2. You can just, you know, continue on. So anyway, those are my thoughts, and so this has been Ophilia's demo. It's not my favorite, it's my least favorite specifically, but it's still a good enjoyable demo, or prologue, I guess, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, anyway guys, thanks for watching. This is Jake logging out. Peace.